believe that stress made my situation more aggressive.
And what usually takes 20 years took 3.
Yes.
Okay.
And then it ultimately took my transplant out.
Okay. I don't work. I did dialysis maybe for a year, and it was probably 25 years ago, and I had not heard of that. So I am glad that you came up and said that, because I like to learn new stuff all the time, and I'm going to research that information just for my own knowledge. But I definitely will definitely look that up. I appreciate it.
Yeah. So I just want to emphasize that's why a lot of times now you see me telling you all, like, be careful what you consume, not only in food but in information, right?
Right.
Because I've realized that cliche that stress is an unaliver is very, very true.
Hey, Skywalker, thank you. Yes, that is so important. And I see you pointing at her dialysis. Do you want to contribute something to that?
Now I'm just pointing like that's my way of saying word up. Like that's right. But I'll let her finish this. I know she has to
Okay.
go.
Okay, I'll let her. Thank you. Go ahead and finish Poetic.
Did you have any more questions for me?
I did not. I just wanted you to get your story out. And I will text you. Thank you guys
Yeah,
so
after
much.
you text me, I'll probably be back because you'll want to talk about it.
Okay. All right. Yes, I definitely will. Boss Man, they're here all the time. Winston is my part-time assistant, but Boss Man has been with me since day one. But Max, he'll tell you his story, and T-Mac will also, so that you can get to know them. They're here every week with me. Oh, yeah, Winston is just part-time. He comes when he feels like it. Thank you, Adrena. Thank you so much. Okay, dialysis. You said you did not know that you were in kidney failure until you were getting ready to have your wisdom teeth pulled, and that's what they do in the service. And I never knew that. That is definitely new to me. Can I ask off question, why do they do that? Thank you.
I have zero idea. I guess for whatever reason, they, quote unquote, out in the world of society ever pull wisdom teeth. I guess it's just amplified in the military. I'm sorry, I can't answer that question. That's good. It's something I want to have to research. I'm not sure if it's actual policy or it's just something that, that they were doing at the time, or maybe, I don't know. Maybe I was the only one they wanted to pull. I don't know.
I will have to find that out. That is interesting. I'm like, somebody called me 50 cents one day because I always have 21 questions. I always want to know. So 25 years on dialysis, are you not a transplant candidate?
So I've had 2 transplants. And again, so if anyone's really interested, sorry for the shameless plug.
No,
I wrote a book. It's called A Gifted Tome, the 40-day spiritual fast for dialysis patients. And my whole kidney
Can you show
journey,
the book again?
it's in the TikTok shop, right? So you can go there and get it. And I would recommend any Christian or believing dialysis patient to get the book, because when I did the fast myself, after he had me write the book, and when I did the fast on day 38, I still remember, that's when he showed me my purpose in life and my assignment to help dialysis patients. He basically said, and I'm not sure who everyone's faith on here. So when I say he said, it wasn't a big booming voice from the sky. But when I said he said, he spoke to my spirit. And he said, you spent 25 years on dialysis, on and off. Don't you think you should use that time and experience to help others? And I'm like, yes. So since then, and I learned that it's very important for us to follow the assignment that he gave us, right? We're all here for a purpose. So, and I know that the more we follow ours, the more he prospers us.
Right.
And if you're in dialysis and you're low on energy, I'm telling you guys, walk in the assignment that God gave you. He's not gonna give you an assignment and not give you the provision to walk it out, and not give you the energy to walk it out. So so I did a year, and I got my first transplant in 1996.
Were you on the list, or was it a family member?
So it's called the deceased donor, a cadaveric donor, and it was a perfect match. a 6 integer match. And if people on here understand what that means, it's almost as if I had a long lost twin brother somewhere who passed away and gave me his kidney. It was a perfect match. And again, I was young and dumb in my early 20s, and I didn't do what I needed to do. So, I'm okay with saying that, because I know someone needs to hear the importance of adherence. The doctors, you may not agree with everything they say to you, but when it comes to transplant, you hear about taking your medications, right? But you don't really hear about taking your medications at the right and exact specific time. So if you take your medications at 1:07, you got to take your medications at 1:07 every day.
Can you explain the importance of that? Because I have preached that so many times.
Yeah, so your body, so when you take the medications, and again, this is we could talk for hours about this, but when you take your medications, they're designed to be in your body for 24 hours. So if you take them late, right, that's less time your body has the medication, and it's more time for antibodies or anything to attack it. Just really quickly, this is important, Poetic. When you put something in your body attacks it. If anything doesn't belong in your body, it attacks it, and that includes a transplanted kidney. So that's what the immunosuppressants are designed to do. They send signals to your body to say, hey, this is something that's helping us. Don't attack it, right? And that's so when you don't take your medicine, the antibodies don't get that signal, so they attack it. So that's why it's important to take your medicines, not just take them, but take them on time, guys. That's something you have to do. It's not optional.
Right.
Yeah. So, I don't know how long of a version of the story you want me to talk about, but so I did. But then after, a year and a half with the kidney, I lost the kidney. I don't like to use the words failed or rejected, because those words get subconsciously implanted in your mind, and you think that you're a failure and that you are a rejection, and that's not what God's word says. So I say I lost the kidney. And so from then I went down to utter and sheer darkness. And again, I talk about it a lot in the book. And I did 14 years of dialysis again.
Wait a second.
Yes.
So when you had the transplant, had you how long had you been on dialysis before the transplant?
A year and a half. I did from late 94 to 1996. Mm-hmm.
So did you have a fistula or a port?
Great question. So I didn't need either one of those. I had what's called a graft. And just to educate the people, a fistula, so in order, it's like when I talk, I have to rewind a little bit. So I'm not sure what the audience is. So dialysis, as the young lady mentioned, it filters your blood. It does what your kidney can't do. But in order to get dialysis, you have to be connected to a machine. And they just can't stick needles in you. You have to have what's called an access, a way for the blood to go from you to the machine, right? And there's two modes. There's a few modes, but the three major modes are fistula, which is your own vein. They take your own vein and they loop it in a way that the blood circulates. Then they have what's called a graft, and a graft is a piece of Gore-Tex, an artificial device that they put in your body to do the same job. And then you have what's called a catheter or a port, where they put that in your chest, and that's usually for when you need dialysis right away, because it takes time for the fistulas and the grafts to mature, they call it, in your body. So what I had was a graft because for whatever reason, they told me, another long story I can go into, that I didn't have good veins. But with that being said, I have a fistula now. So I'll let you use your imagination on that. If you could DM me if you really want to have a conversation, or you can get the book.
Okay, I will get the book, but I do have a question. Usually, when I used to work dialysis, it was only in the arms. You can put fistulas in legs and things like that?
So they don't recommend it, but because I had quote unquote bad veins, and let me just speak on this really quickly. When I came to Arizona, I was able to get a fistula. When I was in Pennsylvania, they said you can't get a fistula because you have quote unquote bad veins. The doctor that put my fistula in told me, and this is very important, that doctors get paid more and spend less times to do grafts, right? And I'll just leave it at that. I'll let you know that at that time I wasn't the best person, and doctors didn't have a reason to go out of their way for me, right? But once I started, walking in faith and living a better life, when I came to Arizona, that favor was placed upon me, and I was able to get a fistula. So, but I did have grafts in my legs. I had grafts in both thighs, and it's not pleasant. They subsequently got infected, which led to other problems, and ultimately, what led to me being here now because of that graft in my left leg, it messed with the flow of my what they call blood profusion, meaning how well blood moves through your body, and my blood profusion to my left foot wasn't good. So I had my big toe amputated, and when they amputated it, it wasn't healing because I didn't have blood flow. Mm-hmm. And to rewind, that was all because of the graft that was in my thigh that got infected a long time ago. Hope that answers your question. Yeah.
Wow. Did they remove the graft after you had the transplant?
No, they left it in, and like I guess maybe 10, 15 years, it did get infected, and that's what led to more problems. And speaking of removal, like the young lady who spoke before, I've had 2 transplants, and they didn't remove either of those kidneys. Both kidneys are both still in me. Due to renal cell carcinoma, they removed my native kidneys. So as we speak right now, I have 2 non-functioning transplanted kidneys in my body, and I don't have my native kidneys. Right? Yeah. So I've had 4 kidneys in my life, and none of them are working. I don't even have to. I see the question. No, and believe it or not, I'm not diabetic. I got enough going on.
That was going to be my question.
Yeah. Somebody asking in the chat. No, I'm blessed. I'm blessed that I'm not diabetic. I don't know how all the doctors assume I am, and I gotta say, no, I'm not diabetic, doc. And they look at me all crazy. So, I guess God has some mercy on me in that regard.
So usually what I have seen where people have like hardened arteries, thank you. Have your arteries gotten hard or anything like that in the legs?
As a matter of fact, they have. As a matter of fact, one transplant center in Portland, VA, has decided to not work with me due to that. But it's wild. It's wild because I'm now being worked up to be on the Georgetown, DC transplant list, and he loves the way my blood is flowing. So who knows what goes on in the back end with them? I'm not a doctor, so I don't really know. I can't look at all those ultrasounds and scans look like a bunch of cloudy lines to me. I'm not sure how they can read stuff from it, but so I can't look at it. But the DC Georgetown doctors are very pleased with the flow in my my right leg, my right femoral. My left femoral is calcified.
Take black seed oil and turmeric.
Well, somebody block him. Somebody block him. Sometimes you try to do a professional show and you might have 1 or 2 kids jump on with no sense at all. And it just made me lose track of my thought. Okay. So this when you have thank you so much. When you have when you are in dialysis, I personally, because it's personal, my dad is on dialysis 3 days a week. Mm-hmm. I think that other alternatives were not tried. And I just think that sometime because of his age, he's 90 now. So because of his age, and I think that dialysis sometimes is a moneymaker. I think medicine is a business. I really do. I don't think it used to be in the days, and this is aging me, like Little House on the Prairie, when Laura Ingalls had to run down the river and get the doctor and bring the doctor back. It's like doctors cared back then. And I'm not saying doctors don't care, so I shouldn't say that. But I'm saying that their hand has been forced. where it is now a business. Medicine is a business. I see new dialysis centers popping up all over. They're predominantly in the Black neighborhoods. It's overwhelming, and it could be contributing from our diet, the way we live, stress, hypertension. So it can be a lot of contributing factors. And I'm going to be honest, I probably don't think fairly about it because it has personally affected my family. So you guys, I get short of breath. I'm having a flare up. So it personally is affecting my family. So that's why I feel differently about it. Tell me, how do you feel about it?
I think you're 100% on point. Just like I said about the grafts and the fistulas, and this is something I with the people, with the clients I have. This is something I tell them. Listen, the doctors, they're there to help us. I'll give them that, right? But you got to look at it from their perspective. When they're helping you at the clinic, they're at their job, right? You're living your life. They're at work. That's something you have to remember. Also, I help them know that, like, they work for you. A lot of dialysis patients are like, doc this, doc that. Oh, doc, can I do this? Can I do that? No, have posture. Say, doc, I need you to do this. Your insurance is paying them, right? You're paying them by default. They work for you. If you're new to kidney dialysis or new to kidney disease and you walk in the doctor's office for the first time, yeah, you may be a little nervous, you may be a little scared, but don't go in there and be like he's your savior, right? You go in there and you're like, listen,
Right.
doc, this is what I need you to do for me. This is what I need to know. Tell me this, tell me that. You have the posture, right? And also, too, you got to remember, too, like what I help dialysis patients